family felon. Time for a show. It's Dinesh D'Souza and here. Oh my God, a level 10 hype train already. Look at that, Dinesh. People just want to rub it in your face by giving me a level 10 hype train. That's crazy. It's almost there. Sorry, it's level 9. We're there. Oh, it is level 10. There it is. It crested right into it. Oh my gosh, setting a new record. The clock's ticking. Gee whiz. You guys are wonderful. Holy smokes. We might actually be able to see the little meter move. It's incredible. All right, so I'll get on with the show. Please hype train, please support the show and all that kind of stuff, but I got to do a show rather than just talk about doing the show. Okay, so this is Dinesh D'Souza, and this is, I think, nothing sums up the Republican defense of Herschel Walker better than this sentence. Herschel Walker is running for the U.S. Senate, not Father of the Month. Okay, first of all, Father of the Year. Secondly, because you don't even get a mug for being Father of the Month. And who's Father for a fucking month? What? All right, never mind. Level 11, let's go. So this is amazing to me. Like, they've just totally blown off support, like family values. Like, family values is a sucker's game. Just garbage at this point. Just the Republican Party is just wiping their ass with bumper stickers that say family values from 1996. That's what they do now.
What is the left doing with the Herschel Walker story?
Yeah, what is the left doing with the Herschel Walker story? Since it's our fault, you know. Huh?
In which they have pushed this idea through the Daily Beast. He paid for a girl's abortion.
They pushed this idea through the Daily Beast. You mean how would I phrase this? They forced the birth of a story. The Daily Beast might have chosen otherwise, but the Democrats forced the Daily Beast to pass. All right. Jesus.
What is the left doing with the Herschel Walker story? The way in which they have pushed this idea through the Daily Beast. He paid for a girl's abortion.
What's that fucking face? That's what it's not a girl, it's a woman. It's the mother of one of his fucking kids. Oh, by the way, it's very easy to get these stories mixed up because it's a little fucking confusing. I don't even know why I'm expected to keep track of Herschel Walker's fucking kids when he doesn't. But apparently, this would be a fifth kid. This would be his son, who was on Twitter talking about 4 kids, not including himself. That this woman is the mother of one of his children and had another abortion, so he wouldn't have a 6th. Fucking hell.
Or a girlfriend's abortion in
some chick, I don't know, some hoe.
2009, 13 years ago.
Yeah, it's 13 years ago. The statute of limitation on morals in the Republican Party is 6 months tops.
And then, look, his own son says that he was a bad guy and that he was abusive and that he had all these children with different women.
He didn't say this. It's true. His son comes on and says he's subject to gravity, that he eats food and poops.
Well, the left is running,
allegedly,
let's call it the Access Hollywood playbook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why would it be called the Access Hollywood playbook? Oh, because you mean we have tape of Trump saying he sexually assaults women without their permission? The playbook?
Now, what's the Access Hollywood playbook?
Well, it's obvious that you spend years forcing someone to commit a violent sexual act and then wait until they run for office to spring the gotcha on them.
The Access Hollywood playbook is that the left realizes that the right holds itself to a high moral standard.
Okay, citation needed. Secondly, what the fuck are you talking about? Since when? Dude, when you literally calling this the Access Hollywood tape, or playbook. That literally brings to the fore that Republicans gave up on that shit a long time ago. By electing Donald Trump, you went, fuck any standard. What?
And the left's point is, this is wonderful because we can get them.
No, it's not wonderful so we can get them. It's what a fucking awful person. That's all of it.
Every time one of their own guys falls short of that standard,
that person gets drummed out of the fucking government and gets canceled.
We accuse this person of hypocrisy. Now, first of all, the charge of hypocrisy is false.
Yeah, it's not hypocrisy. Look, he thinks women should go to jail now if they get an abortion, not when he paid for it. Come on. For real. It's different. Okay? Right? He wants a new set of rules right now. Yet he didn't participate in before. That he violated that back then.
When all you're saying about someone is that they fell short of their own standards.
No. He didn't fall short of his own standard. Motherfucker, he thinks women should go to jail. He's setting a standard for women going forward for the foreseeable future in the United States of America that he participated in as a crime before.
Let's say, for example, I have a moral standard, and that moral standard is...
I'm willing to play around in this sandbox with you, Dinesh, but I'm going to need to see what you mean by having a moral standard. Does one exist? For him, I mean.
I will never tell a lie.
Oh, okay, obvious. So I see. It's just hypothetical, not based on any reality.
And then it turns out that in some circumstance, I tell a lie.
Uh-huh. Oh, so like a Kayleigh McEnany kind of a situation. Gotcha.
Am I a hypocrite?
Yes. No, actually, that's a terrible analogy. If you say, I never tell a lie, my rules, I never tell a lie, and then I tell a lie, that could be a failure. If you tell a lie, say you never tell a lie, and then you want to send people to jail for lying. You want a standard where people go to jail, spend the rest of their life in prison for lying, and then we find out you lied about, and when we ask you about the lie, you say, I never lied, lying again, that rule, but still think the law shouldn't apply to you. That's the analogy.
No, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm merely falling short of my...
Yes, it's just a failure. It's a failing on my part as a person, as a human being. We're all, and nobody's perfect, okay? Look, you forgot my birthday. Well, you were there. You made breakfast and you brought it to me in bed and you got me a present and stuff. But you said happy birthday in the morning and in the afternoon. But you waited till like dinner to say happy birthday a third time. And I obviously ran over your dog because I was upset about that. And nobody's perfect. Okay. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Okay. You were off saying happy birthday by a half hour. I murdered an animal. You know what I mean? Let's call it a draw.
My own moral standard. Hypocrisy is something different.
No, you're trying to legislate this moral standard, you stupid motherfucker.
Hypocrisy is when you don't believe in the standard at all, and your posture of believing in the standard is a fake. Think of the Pharisees. The Pharisees posed as very pious men, but they weren't.
Oh, like you mean?
They didn't actually care about piety.
Oh, like Trump. You mean all the time. So you're saying Trump's a hypocrite. Good. Okay, moving on.
Society itself was opposed. It's not like the Pharisees said, we genuinely want to be holy men and we're falling short. If that was the case, they wouldn't be hypocrite. They wouldn't be Pharisaical, to use the phrase today.
Yeah, we all drop that. Who doesn't say, excuse me, you're being Pharisaical right now? And can I get another fork? This one's dirty.
Now, with regard to Herschel Walker,
Dinesh to Pharisaical.
we have to remember that
I agree, Tracy. My chat gang is the bee's knees. You guys are awesome.
Herschel Walker is not running for Father of the Month. He's running for the
Dude, he's not father of the fucking week. He's not a father of the 12:03 p.m. to 1:15 p.m.
U.S. Senate. And it turns out that he is the man standing in the way of a virtual communist, Raphael Warnock, getting
A virtual communist. Yeah. If you put on an Oculus Quest and look at Raphael Warnock while playing, I guess, Call of Duty, Warsaw Pact, then yeah.
another 6 years. This is about Georgia, but it's not just about Georgia.
No, it's not about Georgia. It's about the women of Georgia who can't, if they're allowed to make these kind of decisions. Holy shit, dude. You can't let women make these kind of decisions. He's going to let women decide for themselves.
It is about whether we want a red state like Georgia to put a far leftist
Into
the
preacher.
White House to represent that state.
In the what? In the where?
To put a far leftist into the White House to represent that state.
Okay, it's kind of... He does realize that this is a midterm and this is a Senate race, and the Senate is not just a separate legislative body from the administration, but it's also got its own building.
Think of what a scandal that would be.
Yes, it would be. If Georgia elects a senator and that person magically becomes the first lady, I don't know where are they supposed to? The Secretary of Defense?
And above and beyond that, the Senate is hanging delicately in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
If Biden got 1 or 2 more senators, he would have secure control of the Senate.
Dear God, don't threaten me with a good time.
And think of what that means for Supreme Court justices.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I should pull this as a clip and share it.
For legislation. So
I am. That's why Rovember, dumb fuck.
The name of riding a moral high horse, are we willing to sell out not just Georgia?
Oh, see, he's not talking to us. Guys, he's not. No. He's not talking to you and me. Listen to this sentence. He is talking to Republicans who are bailing on this motherfucker. No pun intended.
Name of riding a moral high horse, are we willing to sell out not just Georgia, but sell out the country? This is downright insanity.
It's downright insanity if Georgia voters vote for the guy who's been running the state right now just fine as a single senator of many, and don't vote for Herschel Walker, one of the dumbest candidates ever to be put forward by either party. Who, beyond just not fucking seemingly being capable of understanding the issues that he will be voting on, but also living his life in, diametrically opposed to not only the moral standards that the Republican Party alleges for themselves and their constituency, but that it running opposite to the standard that he wants to legislate and codify into law over the behavior of women in this country. Fucking hell, shut up, you dummy. Oh my God.
In the case of the Hollywood Access tape, what Trump basically...
The Access Hollywood tape? Is there Hollywood Access? Is there a knockoff show called Hollywood Access? I'm going to start that. Welcome to Hal Sparks' Hollywood Access.
He blew it off. He basically went, and...
He went, women. And that's what we've got to do as a Republican Party, Dinesh. That's what it is. That's what we've got to. You're right. You're right. That's what we got to do there, buddy. We got to just knock it. We don't even need to even think about this. You know, we just got to pretend. Hold on one second. I got you, buddy. Good man. Yeah. If look, we knew trouble was going to fucking start with this whole believe all women thing. Now, there are a couple times in your life where you should believe all women. If you see one on fire running towards you, towards the lake, and she's screaming, "Run!" I got to tell you, I'm gonna believe that woman. I'm not going to immediately think she's lying, trying to get me to skinny dip. I'm going to view her through the lens of maybe, just maybe, she's telling the truth. Because I'm not going to make that mistake again. But you know, we can't be in a situation where these fucking, you know, liberals and these liberal, conservative, Republican liberals vote for nobody and then let Walker not go in and make sure women can never make choices about their life again. I mean, what kind of country is this? Right. Jesus.
You could almost argue that Trump followed a
fuck all women kind of an attitude.
Ingenious strategy of lowering the moral bar and then jumping over it.
That's the standard now. I'm so glad I could walk around now. What the ever-loving fuck? Run that by me again, dipshit. Hold on. Listen to this. This is the current state of the Republican Party, the party of Christian nationalism.
An ingenious strategy of lowering the moral bar and then jumping over it.
Holy shit. An ingenious strategy of lowering the moral bar and jumping over it. Okay, first of all, fuckstick, he didn't lower it on purpose. He's just a scumbag. He didn't go, watch this. Is that tape rolling? Make sure you get this to Access Hollywood. He was just being his fucking self and he got caught. This wasn't an active strategy. He was just counting on the Republican Party to actually not give a fuck. And that's where we are right now. Listen to this shit one more time.
An ingenious strategy of lowering the moral bar and then jumping over it.
That's fucking ridiculous. Maggots, that's okay with you. You think that's real? You think that's an apt description of Trump's moral character? Lowering the moral bar and then jumping over it. The fuck? I like that's just shocking. That's amazing. Like in its idiocy and holy fuck. Yeah, and he lowered it as far as he could. And he still went under it.
And he refused to make it a big deal. He refused to cower. He refused to do what Republicans normally do.
Which is apologize for being a fucking scumbag. Not saying they would sexually assault a woman.
Away, go into hiding, refuse to return calls of the media, act like they've done something wrong.
He did do something wrong, stupid. It's not about acting like he did something wrong. And this is not about cancel culture because you say something that's uncomfortable to the narrative that's going around. This motherfucker will grab your wife by the pussy if you're out of the room. And he expects her to keep her fucking mouth shut. That's what this is. And this cucked out dickhead, these guys cannot throw themselves in front of the Trump bus faster. Jesus Christ.
Crisis meetings to figure out what to do, disavow fellow Republicans.
He doesn't have to disavow. It was his own behavior.
Trump's point was, okay, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. This is what I meant to do. And then I'm moving on. Big deal.
Big deal. Women don't have rights to bodily autonomy. That's what I'm running on anyways. I told Chris Matthews that a woman who has an abortion should go to fucking jail, and you assholes didn't listen to me, and you had a bunch of TYT motherfuckers wandering around going, I don't know, is there really any difference between Hillary and Trump after all? And then 3 weeks before the election, they got close enough where they're like, oh, motherfucker, this guy might actually win.
Make of it what you will.
Make of it what you will. Yes, I did. That's sexual assault. Trump is a fucking scumbag, and you are a scumbag for defending him. That's it.
And that's my approach here.
Okay, so let's say, I mean, I have no interest in sexually assaulting anyone, but I'm glad you're leaving the offer open, Dinesh. Does Debbie know? Is Debbie sitting right next to you? Is Debbie on the show today? Can you lean over and go, hun, if he did that to you, I'd just shrug it off. You know, because getting Mexico to pay for the wall was worth it.
We are electing someone for the U.S. Senate. What we want Herschel Walker to do is basically two things. Show up, and second, vote right.
Yeah, okay. So he's a robot. We don't need thinkers. We need rubber stamps. And a rubber stamp doesn't have to be smart. It doesn't have to be articulate. It doesn't have to be able to understand policy. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Look at Lauren Boebert. Look at Chuck Grassley. He's been there for fucking ever. We need somebody who calls themselves MAGA because we know they will vote against the Democrats every time and for whoever the Republican leadership tells them to vote for. That's it.
And if he does those two things, he will.
He's not a senator. He's not representing Georgia. He's representing a small clique of maggots around Donald Trump.
Will be doing what we're electing him in the Senate to do. Think of it. A senator is not.
Who's we, motherfucker? Does Dinesh live in Georgia?
Not a governor. Senators don't actually run anything.
God.
The thing that senators do, the same as congressmen, by the way, is they show up and vote. And think about the votes of Herschel Walker.
They also break down no, they don't just vote, because that's all you fucking pay attention to. They also, on committee, break down bills that are introduced, run them through budgetary concerns, run them through the multiple constituencies across the fucking country, work with caucuses, develop ideas, try to come up with, if they can't get something passed, then a version of it which is more palatable. They have to understand the fucking issues. I mean, these guys are all about, it is really just like, this is like senatorial cannon fodder at this point.
On the one hand versus the votes of Raphael Warnock. That's really what this is all about. The left is running one of their standard plays. Think about it.
Why would it be a standard play? Again, sports analogies suck anyways, but let's run with this for a fucking second. This is a standard left play. What coach goes, all right, boys, here's the strategy for the big game. It's crucial. It's one of the most important games of your career. It's one of the most important games of this team's history, and we're going to do it this way. We're going to wait for the other team to fuck up royally, and then we're going to draw attention to it. We're going to wait for them to score points on their own goal, and then we're going to point at the ball. Huh? Am I what? I mean, how much more motive? Now go out there and wait for some ass kicking to happen for you. This is so. That's not a playbook. Nobody has that fucking playbook. Jesus Christ. It's good Hal went into comedy. Why? Because if I wanted to be evil, I could. I understand.
Time this. They drop this sort of bombshell.
Hold on. They time this. They? He was skating by on this shit. His own fucking son jumped in on this.
30 days before the election. It could all be proven to be a fake later, in which case they'll all chuckle about,
oh, fuck you, man. All right. This is the Hunter Biden thing now. Okay, so this is Dinesh making the case that these stories shouldn't be all over social media, that Twitter and Facebook should be pushing back. These might turn out to be fake later, but you don't even have time to check. Meanwhile, the Hunter Biden laptop should be released and there should be articles run on it and we should talk about it non-fucking stop going up to it within 60 days of the election. And if they don't let us, they're fucking violating our freedom of speech. Never mind the fact that it turned out to be bullshit and it doesn't actually exist and it never will. And all these assholes have been lying this entire time. Never mind that. This is the same shit. This is the same shit. But at least maybe Dinesh is coming around to the idea that you don't release these kind of stories within this window.
I didn't go, hey, listen, to work, didn't it?
Fuck. Well, you've been talking to Rudy again?
That was basically what Harry...
Yes, I do need a wireless mic. I actually just need wireless headphones. I do have a pair. Jet gave me a pair when I was there. This guy who helped us out in Plano, Texas, he gave them to me as a gift. And I tried to pair them and they're being wonky. So I'm working on, I think it's my computer that's being wonky. It's not the headphones themselves. But once I get those wireless, I'm good. I think it's kind of funny to walk off mic like sonically. Because if I was wearing, I have a wireless mic. And if I wore it and walked off, there are days when you guys know, I would forget and just walk around. I'm not going to the bathroom with never mind.
Reid said when confronted with lies about Mitt Romney. It worked, didn't it? So this is what they do. We've got to be smarter than that. We've not...
Mitt Romney doesn't have 5 kids with 5 different women and paid the 5th one to have an abortion so he wouldn't have 6 kids with 5 different women so the other 4 wouldn't want another one. I don't know what the fuck.
We have to avoid doing what we normally do, which is falling for their scam.
It's not a scam, motherfucker. These kids exist. What's the scam? Again, who waits for your big campaign strategy is, all right, come on, October. Do you have an October surprise? No, I'm waiting for him to fuck up in the month of October. It's going to happen. Here we go. Jesus Christ.
And so I endorse Herschel Walker for this.
Yeah, oh well. You're good then. Herschel, call off the dogs, man. Cut the TV ad buys. Stop going out and doing press conferences. You got the much ballyhooed Dinesh D'Souza felony endorsement. Oh, that's good. All right. Well, at this point, shit. What more could you ask for? How many views has this one got? This is only 16 hours old, and it's getting about a view an hour. No, 100 views an hour. 1,600 views 16 hours ago. This one. This is, we'll see. It's got 228 thumbs up. Not a lot. This is not a winning message. Like, he's going to see the numbers on this fucking thing in the, the analytics on YouTube. Not good. Not good at all.
Senate for Georgia. I think that Georgians...
How does he have 700 subs? They bought them. Meanwhile, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube as well. We're trying to get to that 50K. I love you guys. Pass the show around, too. Remind other people to okay, there we go.
Need to recognize that this is a fast one the left is trying to pull on them.
Why is it a...
Walker, poor guy. A good guy is caught in the middle of this.
How is Christian Walker caught in the middle of this? Except by his fucking father, who apparently his entire goddamn family said, don't run. This is going to be fucking embarrassing.
But
ass
should not be fooled and recognize that.
Fooled by what? Reality? You are being fooled. I'm not here to do Dinesh fucking D'Souza any favors, but for fuck's sake, you are being fooled. This asshole is fooling maggots into voting for a person who has lived a life antithetical to their value system, who will act antithetical to their value system. You think this shit behavior is going to end once this motherfucker is a senator? Are you out of your goddamn mind? You want to take somebody who's been this way just with his NFL power and you want to give him senatorial power? Are you out of your fucking mind? Ugh.
They're trying to do this to us. We won't let them.
Let them do what? Tell you the truth?
We're probably almost certainly going to have control of the House. It would be really nice at the same time to also have the Senate.
No.
Tonight, sir, it's...
Nope. Cancel. I don't know what this is. No. I'm going to lose both, but we've got to vote. We got to make sure. By the way, don't forget, vote.org, pass that around, remind everybody, make sure you're registered to vote. My ballot, like my early voting ballot just arrived at my house in LA. So next week I am voting. So I'm excited. The voters don't care what. Have you seen them interviewed? It's crazy. Those aren't voters, though. That's the thing. There's a shit ton of Georgia maggots or people hanging out in Georgia around this, but they're not going to vote. They fucking aren't.